why most property mentoring fails, and why I built the Black Belt Property Academy a lot different. So, my name's Dervish. I've been an active investor since 2007. In this video, I'm just going to briefly talk about my experience as a mentee as well as a mentor. So, for those of you who are watching now, please hit the subscribe button, especially if you're finding some value for it, because about 80% of the people that watch are not subscribers. So, do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button, or wait 5-10 minutes, hopefully you get something from it, and then hit the subscribe button. So, like I said, I've been investing in property since 2007, and I founded the Black Belt Property Accelerator and the Black Belt Property Academy, where we take white belt new investors through to black belt confident black belt professional investors and beyond. Now, based on my experience in the industry, for the first few years I did everything wrong, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. And it was only when I started to invest in mentorship did I realize how much I didn't know, and how obviously much bigger my portfolio could have been, which included cash flow and capital growth, aka wealth as well. Now, there's three types of failure in property mentoring that I noticed. The first one is information overload. The second one is there's no identity or behavioral change from the mentor, trying to obviously get the mentee to think differently. And the third one is no accountability or progression. Now, obviously, with the accelerating the academy, we have all those things, but the information overload, again, I'm going to link it back to the white belt analogy and the black belt analogy and so on. When you first start learning martial arts, karate and so on, 99% of the time you come in as a white belt, which means you don't know anything. And that's absolutely fine, because that's the most important belt, really, because there is no black belt without them being a white belt first. But then it's up to your sensei, your instructor, your sifu, your master, whatever you want to call them, to help you through the grades to help you achieve that mastery level. Now, the same should be true in property mentorship. Okay, so information overload happens when people attend a masterclass for a weekend or something like that, and everything's dropped on them. And obviously, in terms of the information, it's fantastic. You know, most of the time it is with the decent providers out there. It's fantastic, and it does help bring up the mentee to a certain level. But then what happens is analysis paralysis creeps in. You then find that people don't really know where to go. They don't know where to start. They've had all this information dumped on them. The hype of the room is now gone. They're now back to the normal life, and then suddenly it just gets pushed off to the side. And that's definitely not what we want for our mentees, which is why we meet every week. Regardless, we need to make sure that accountability is there, and it's about compounding those small daily and weekly wins all the time, because success in property isn't just done through one thing. It's those small actions always that help build up the portfolio, regardless if it's buy to lets, HMOs, service accommodations, flips. We need to continually learn all the time. And again, I mention this a lot to my mentees, we need this Kaizen mindset up there. So, no identity or behavioral change. Now, what we want to get from there is you need to believe it. And again, I mention this a lot, so if you've heard me say it before, the skill set without the correct mindset will leave you upset. Okay? So, having all the skills and knowing how to invest in property is fantastic, but without the correct mindset, without understanding that obstacles are going to happen, big, small, delays are going to happen, projects are going to go over, bridging finance might be paid back late, financing might fall through, JV partners might let you down, trades are going to let you down, you're going to get downvalued and so on. You know, all of those things happen, but we need to have what we call that black belt mindset of thinking, right, I'm still going to keep getting up, I'm still going to keep showing up, and I'm still going to keep taking steps further forward, because I understand that if I stop, nothing's going to get better. But as long as I keep that momentum moving, this too will pass. Okay, so that black belt mindset is definitely something we work on a lot with our mentees, because we want them to understand that without the mindset they can know everything. I can't say I'm an avid reader. I read a couple of books a month. So this year, now it's December 2025, I think I've read 28, 29 books, something like that. And even if I pick up one thing from one of those books, it still helps me move forward. And it should always be about the same with our property lessons. It's helping you improve your mindset in order for you to become more successful and achieve the things that you want to achieve. So, information overload, we've got to be aware of that, because It normally ends up in analysis paralysis. The behavioral identity change, you need to believe that you're going to be successful. You need to believe that you're going to have X number of properties or increase your cash flow X by whatever it is you want to increase it by. And then obviously the accountability, that's the main one. You need somebody there every single week to guide you and tell you on the right path, or to bring you back on, and to obviously stretch and pull you. Okay, so accountability, you cannot be a bit like the okey cokey, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. If you're a bit like that, half-assed, your results are going to be half-assed. It's as simple as that, really. So again, I'm not going to provide any hype or sugarcoat things, but we need to understand that accountability is a massive thing. Obviously, with the mentorships I've enrolled on over the last decade or so on, the most important thing for me has been accountability. They're seeing somebody every month who can say, you're doing this wrong, or let's do this better, or this is good, but let's work from this way. So never underestimate the accountability, because that's what's going to help you get further forward. So again, I've been investing since 2007. Check out some of my blogs. Have a look at my website, dervishdervish.com. If you're serious, if you're committed, if you want to obviously take the next level in your investing journey, regardless if you've got 0 properties at the moment or 2, 3, 4, 5, have a look and obviously enroll onto the accelerator. Okay, it's a 12-week intensive course, but again, aiming to improve the knowledge and then really start getting you thinking about things differently and how you can progress to achieve your goals. So if you want more structure rather than just more motivational hype, check out that link in the comments box. Check out the link in the description as well, and maybe I will see you on the accelerator. But if I don't, make sure you subscribe, but keep taking steps further forward. Don't fall for shiny penny syndrome. Somebody tells you buy to let's dead, then you change the strategy and go for HMO. Somebody tells you HMO's dead, then you change strategy and go for SA. Then SA is dead, now I'm going for flips, and so on. Okay? I mentioned this in another video. Fundamentals remain the same. People need a roof over their head. They need to pay for that roof over their head. It might even be government funded, and it's your job to provide that roof. And there is nothing wrong, because this is a big thing. There's nothing wrong with earning money from providing a service, because that's what you're doing. Okay? Providing somebody or a family with a property. Okay, good luck, subscribe, and like I said, I might see you in a Black Belt Property Accelerator. Take care, all the best.